Your tibia, and this is a typical long bone which is having a upper end, lower end and intervening shaft. So how is the upper end? Upper end is expanded and it's having two condyles. One is a medial condyle and one more thing is a lateral condyle, which is small, and intercondylar area which will be somewhat projecting upwards. And lower end compared to the upper end, it's somewhat narrowed, and on the medial side of the lower end there is a projection. This is the medial malleolus. In the upper end anteriorly there is a projection called tibial tuberosity. So based on these three things you can identify the side of a tibia. So first find out for the broadened upper end, then you see for the tibial tuberosity, and inferiorly you look for the medial malleolus. So when you hold in anatomical position, this tibial tuberosity faces anteriorly, these condyles are projected upwards, and the medial malleolus is on the medial side. So this is a bone of the right leg. So this is about identification of the tibia. It's expanded and it's having two condyles, which is larger one is medial condyle and the smaller one is the lateral condyle. In between these two condyles there is a projection called intercondylar area. In this it's having in the middle, that is intercondylar eminence, and on either side medial intercondylar tubercle and lateral intercondylar tubercle, and each surface, each condyle. This is the medial condyle and this is the lateral condyle. Medial condyle and lateral condyle will be having superior surface, anterior surface, this is having a posterior surface and medial surface, whereas the lateral condyle will be having superior surface, anterior surface, posterior surface and lateral surface, whereas this has superior surface of this medial condyle is related with the medial meniscus, and the superior surface of the lateral condyle is related with the lateral meniscus. So coming to this surfaces, main thing in related with the posterior surface of the medial condyle is it's having a roughened area. This is for the attachment of muscle semimembranosus. And coming to this posterior surface of the lateral condyle, here you have a facet for attachment of upper end of the fibula. So tibia is on the medial side of the leg, whereas fibula is on the lateral side. The fibula, upper end of fibula is attaching to the postero-inferiorly to the lateral condyle of the tibia. In this intercondylar area, you have attachment of medial meniscus, anterior cruciate ligament, lateral meniscus, posterior cruciate ligament. The orientation of the horns, that is anterior horn of medial meniscus, posterior horn, everything you can see in the following next videos. Anterior surface of the lateral condyle will be having a triangular roughened area for the attachment of iliotibial tract. Other name for this point is Gerdy's tubercle. Then coming to the still closer inferior to that condyles, there is a prominent thing. This is called tibial tuberosity. Here you have attachment of ligamentum patella, and related with that you have some bursa which will be helping in decreasing the friction. Then coming to the shaft will be somewhat triangular in shape, and it's having 3 borders and 3 surfaces. So what are the 3 borders for this? This is the anterior border, which is extending from the tibial tuberosity going downwards, and it's continuous with the anterior border of the medial malleolus. Then what is the next border? Medial border. Medial border is extending from the medial condyle going downwards, and at last it extends backwards in relation with the medial malleolus. Then next thing is the lateral border. Lateral border will be extending from the lateral condyle and coming downwards, and inferiorly along the inferior surface it's related with the fibular notch, where you have attachment of inferior end of the fibula. So this is the lateral border. So based on that, the tibia will be having 3 surfaces. Between the anterior border and the medial border is 1 surface. This is the medial surface. Between the anterior border and the lateral border, this will be the lateral surface, and between the medial border and the lateral border, this is the posterior surface. The medial surface, which will be in between the anterior border and the medial border, is entirely subcutaneous. You can feel this in your leg itself. It is subcutaneous, and this is forming the shin which lies under the skin, and in the upper part of this anterior surface there are attachment of 3 muscles. They are also called pes muscles. So what are the 3 muscles? One is sartorius anteriorly, then you have gracilis, and other one is semitendinosus. So how do you remember these 3 muscles? These are the 3 muscles which are coming from 3 parts of your hip bone, that is ilium, ischium and pubis. One muscle is coming from ilium, that is sartorius. One muscle is coming from ischium, that is semitendinosus, and one muscle is coming from pubis, that is gracilis. So these 3 muscles are also called guy rope muscles. So they are attached along the upper part of the medial surface. So this is your sartorius, gracilis and semitendinosus muscles, which are attached along the upper part of the medial surface. Lateral surface is between the anterior border and the lateral border. So this lateral surface is having attachment or origin of tibialis posterior in the upper 2/3. So this entire upper 2/3 is having origin of tibialis anterior muscle. Then lower 1/3 of this is in this region. It's related with the tendons of anterior to posterior. Is one is tibialis anterior. Next you have extensor hallucis longus. Behind that, anterior tibial artery, anterior tibial nerve, extensor digitorum longus and peroneus tertius muscle tendons are related with the lower 1/3 of lateral surface of tibia. Upper 2/3 of lateral surface of tibia is related with the tibialis anterior muscle. Posterior surface is between the lateral border and the medial border. So this is the posterior surface. In the posterior surface there is a line called soleal line, which you can extend from this facet for attachment of fibula and go medially, and this line will be going and joining the medial border at upper 1/3 and middle 2/3 of the medial border. So this soleal line is extending from articular facet for upper end of fibula, going to the junction of upper 1/3 and middle 1/3 of the medial border of the tibia. So this divides the posterior surface into upper triangular region and the lower part. So upper triangular region is related with attachment of muscle called popliteus. Popliteus muscle is above the soleal line. Below the soleal line, you can again divide that into by vertical region to one is a medial part and one is lateral part. From the medial part, there is muscle arising, that is flexor digitorum longus. From the lateral part, you have origin of tibialis posterior muscle. So posterior surface, you had this, right? Popliteus above the soleal line, below the soleal line. Medially, there is origin of flexor digitorum longus, and laterally you have origin of tibialis posterior, that is in the upper. Lower end, here you have, this is again related with tendons of tibialis posterior, lower end of the posterior surface, tibialis posterior, flexor digitorum longus, posterior tibial artery, posterior tibial nerve, and flexor hallucis longus tendon. So these are the tendons related with the lower end of the posterior surface of the tibia. Then continuingly we have the lower end. So the lower end is having how many surfaces? Anterior surface. This is the medial surface which is projecting downwards as medial malleolus. This is the posterior surface, and this is the lateral surface. Lateral surface will be having a notch for attachment of lower end of the fibula, and this is the inferior surface which is forming a joint with the superior surface of the talus. So this, how is this surface? This is somewhat convex. So this is about inferior surface of the, inferior end of the tibia. What are the parts of it? Anterior surface, medial surface which is projecting, which is having a projection medial malleolus, posterior surface, and lateral surface which is having a facet for attachment of the lower end of the fibula, and inferior surface which is having articular surface for the talus. Then this is your medial malleolus which is having, which is a projection coming on the medial side. So this is having again medial surface. This will be the lateral surface, this part. This is the lateral surface which will be articulating with the corresponding surface of the talus. Upper surface of the condyles, that is medial condyle and the lateral condyle. So the larger one is the medial condyle and the lateral, this is smaller one is the lateral condyle. Related with that, in the intercondylar area you have attachments of structures anterior to posterior. What are they? From anteriorly, anterior horn of medial meniscus, followed by anterior cruciate ligament, then anterior horn of lateral meniscus, followed by posterior horn of lateral meniscus, posterior horn of medial meniscus, and the posterior most will be the posterior cruciate ligament. So this is the sequence of the structures attached in the intercondylar area. This is very important question which will be frequently asked. Ossification. Tibia ossifies by one primary ossification center and two secondary ossification centers, one secondary for the upper end and one secondary ossification center for the lower end. So first primary ossification center appears at the age of 7th week of intrauterine life, and the primary ossification center for the upper end appears at birth or shortly after birth, and this fuses at the age of 20 years, and the secondary ossification center for the lower end appears at the age of 2 years, and this fuses at the age of 18 years. So upper end is the growing end of this tibia, and related with the posterior surface there is a nutrient foramen through which the nutrient artery enters into the tibia.